Hi, welcome to How to Repair. This video is about two things. One, a washing machine which is made by Hoover or Candy and the drum is not turning. But it's not a problem with any electrical component. It is actually down to a simple thing like a pulley wheel. And this is a common fault that occurs on a lot of Hoover and Candy machines. And this all started really when they went to sealed washing machine drums. Now, believe it or not, this washing machine is only 15 months old approximately. It was manufactured in 2024 and it's an integrated washing machine. Now, I've been picking up these machines from suppliers all over the country who were sending machines to the landfill. And I could not believe this machine was heading to the landfill. When I put it onto the test bay, as you can see, the actual pump is pulling 25 watts and you will actually see the wattage here increase and decrease slightly. That is because the actual motor is turning, but the drum in the washing machine is not turning. And you won't believe how simple the fault is to rectify. But the problem being is the couple or person who owned the washing machine must have decided it was uneconomical to repair because they may have thought the drum had actually got a problem. Although this machine comes with a 10-year parts guarantee, it would still cost the customer outside of the warranty period in excess of £100 to call an engineer out. And because I know that they had taken the back off the machine, they most probably suspected they needed a new drum and decided it wasn't worthwhile, and they went out and bought a new machine. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to rectify the problem, and it is such a simple fault. And this is a construction problem with the manufacturer, nothing to do with the customer and the way they used the machine. It was basically fitted incorrectly when manufacturing. Now, I'm going to turn the machine round in a second, but I just wanted you to hear this noise of the actual motor turning. And if I hold the microphone close to the machine, you can hear the actual motor turning. You can also see that the wattage has gone up to 70 watts, and the higher the spin speed goes, the more wattage it will be drawing. Plus, the motor is not under load because the belt has come off the machine. But the customer must have actually thought that this machine was terminal when it could have been repaired for as little as £15. Now, the reason I knew the customer or possibly an engineer had looked at the machine was there were a couple of screws missing from the back. This automatically told me someone had taken the back panel off the machine. And if I take this panel away, we are going to see the problem. Now, one thing I'd like to state in this video is when you're buying a washing machine today, a lot of manufacturers are not caring about the consumer, you. And they give you a 12-month guarantee. This machine in Europe has to be sold by law with a 2-year warranty. But for some unknown reason in the United Kingdom, they only give us a 12-month guarantee. Plus they'll give us an additional warranty, maybe 10-year parts like this machine. But it actually means nothing to you, the consumer. Because you, if you are contacting the manufacturer, are going to have to pay a call-out charge, and you're also going to have to pay for the time and labour for fitting the parts. And this could amount to a lot of money. And especially when this machine only costs £350 new, and the customer was going to have to pay maybe in excess of £120, £130 to get this repaired, they just decided to give up because to them it looked like the actual drum had a problem. And when you hold on to the pulley wheel here, you can actually see it is moving. And the belt has come off the machine. They may even have put the belt back on the machine and tried to use it again, but the belt came off. Now, we're going to have to take this old pulley wheel off and actually take the nut off as well. And that is a Torque 40. But before I go any further, I want to show you a Hoover pulley wheel and explain the problem. On early machines, they were either using an aluminium pulley wheel or they were using a pulley wheel that had a spline system like this. This is an oblong sort of shape and it goes onto the shaft and it can't slip. When these pulley wheels get loose, they actually strip the inner spline on the pulley wheel, meaning that the pulley wheel has to be replaced. This is a common problem and a lot of engineers will have come across this fault on many occasions. I have most probably done at least 50 to 100 of these faults in the last 15 to 20 years. And this is a common problem. Now, this nut will be loose. I don't even, well, you can see straight away. And that is because the manufacturer, when assembling the machine, has either not done this up tight enough, or they have not put enough thread locking compound on the actual thread. And when I pull this off now, and I'm going to bring this up to the camera for you, and hopefully you can see like a glue on the actual threads, but they did not put enough far down on the thread there. And this means the nut became loose with all the vibration. This then led to this pulley wheel becoming loose. And if I slide this off, you can see here, and I'll bring this up to the camera and hopefully it focuses, and I'll move it a few angles, you can actually see the actual spline has stripped, because of course the steel spline has stripped the plastic, because the plastic is the weaker component. Now, before I fit this new pulley wheel and show you how to fit it correctly, I want you to understand your rights as a consumer. You have some protection in place with the 2015 Consumers' Rights Act. But this is so unfair on the individual retailers. It's a ludicrous system. It is the manufacturer that should be held responsible, and the manufacturer is the one that should be going out of pocket because of something like this. But it is so unfair on the retailer. The retailer is the middleman, meaning that he gets supplied machines to sell to you, the general public. He did not make the machine. They did not design the machine. They are only making a very small amount of profit. And on something like a washing machine, believe it or not, today the retailer may only be making £30 to £40 profit on a box of £350. But yet he is the one that is responsible to you, the general public. And this is so wrong. And I would also like to advise anyone that's going out to buy a new appliance today, whether it's a fridge, freezer, washing machine, tumble dryer, dishwasher, or any other large appliance, you should always be looking to purchase a machine that comes with a standard 5-year parts and labour guarantee. I would not be touching any company that only gives you a 12-month guarantee, although they may be offering you an additional 10-year parts warranty. Really, it's a bit of a con. And also, a lot of manufacturers are building things like sealed drums into washing machines, expensive components, circumnavigating the Right to Repair Act. And this is so wrong. Our politicians do not seem to be caring, because they only care about the world's consumption to keep these false economies going. We need a reset and actually start to produce quality again. All that being said, let's get on with the repair. Now, I don't have the exact correct component here, but I have one that I know that fits. It's exactly the same. It's got the same curvature on the inside, and it's the same spline fitting. It's just got an additional leg instead of a 5-leg. Now, the first thing I would do is just clean up and try and remove any of the old Loctite or thread lock that is on the machine. Knock that on. And also make sure you clean up the old bolt and remove the old glue off it. And when I call it glue, it's basically a locking compound. I normally use Loctite. I do like Loctite, and they do a very good one, but my supplier was out of stock. So I've got this Delta stud grade locking compound, and I take this off and I squeeze a good amount on the threads. And this was the problem with the original actual machine. There was not enough locking compound on there. And I'm going to thread that in. And I need to do this up now so it pulls the shaft through all the way up on the threads. And if I get a piece of wood and just lock this pulley wheel in place, and you'll see how many turns I do. Now, 1 full turn, 2 full turns, 3 full turns before it gets tight. And now I'm going to give it myself a bit more leverage. These are very difficult to do up correctly, and I would normally suggest using a locking bar, not this piece of wood, but that is tight enough. That means the shaft has been pulled all the way through, so this pulley wheel is on there tidy. And now we can put the belt back onto the machine and just put the belt on at the bottom, put the belt onto the pulley wheel and turn the pulley wheel until the belt is on. But don't just leave it there. You'll notice there's splines on the motor, and this is basically designed so I can align this pulley wheel up perfectly in the center. And believe it or not, I have done that first time. I'll just move it on the spline so you can see. And I've moved it now to the back, meaning the belt is touching the actual drum. That's incorrect. Just rotating it round until the pulley wheel lines up perfectly in the center, and that is fitted correctly. Now do remember, locking compound will need to cure, so you may need to leave it a certain amount of hours before using the machine. Do consult the instructions, whichever compound you're using. But there we go. We have a perfectly good machine that is saved from the landfill. And when I say landfill, I do realise these machines do get scrapped correctly with regards to the metal components, but the working components that are on the machine when it goes to the scrap sometimes just get scrapped anyway. I sell a lot of recycled parts to try and make machines affordable to repair in the future, especially when you're talking things like printed circuit board, motors and expensive items like that. And you will find lots of second-hand parts available at the website. This machine was saved from the landfill, and someone will really appreciate a cheap, only 14-month, 15-month-old machine. And this was such a simple repair. I'm really sorry for the person that bought this originally, not knowing how to go about rectifying the problem. I hope they don't watch the video, because they're going to feel a little bit upset that their machine was only a £15 fix. Thanks very much indeed for watching this video. I hope it helped you. Remember, we have hundreds of tutorial videos at the website assisting you with all different types of repair on Hoover, Candy and many other makes of machines. And remember, always think twice when purchasing a machine and do a bit of research. I would always look at what price the components are in the machine before purchasing. I would also ask the salesman, does the washing machine have a sealed drum? Because I'm really starting to think the only way we can get change is to boycott these companies that are producing stuff like this. And also make sure you do not accept less than a full 5-year parts and labour guarantee. Thanks very much indeed for watching this video. Do remember to give the video a thumbs up to the video, subscribe to the channel if you wish, and if we really helped you, you can always click on the Buy Paul a Beer page and donate to the website. Thanks very much indeed for watching.